the Bank and Friends.
Morning, afternoon, evening, it's Rob the Bank and Friends. It's Remember the Love, an anthology of anthems. What am I talking about? Well, it is a sort of little peek back through the looking glass to August when my special guest, who's about to get on the mic, did one of the sets of the season at the Big Chill in Eastner. Essentially, Tom taking 20 years of the best anthems, remembering the original Summer of Love 1988, and just kind of raving it up all in 1 hour. We're going to sort of spread it out over the next 2 hours. How are you doing, Tom?
Good evening, Robert. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me down. Yeah, this is quite a year, this one, because we're celebrating 20 years of house music, acid house, rave, techno, whatever you want to call it. I think there's one piece of music that probably got me into making music and being a DJ, and if I was to be honest, if it wasn't for this one man and this one piece of music, I probably wouldn't be here now talking to you about it. I used to be a raver on the dance floor, but I never thought of going on the other side of the decks and playing music, let alone making music.
It's not Jason Donovan, is it?
It's Mr. Richard D. James, otherwise known as the Aphex twin. Probably the most beautiful piece of electronica I've heard, and still to this day there's something about it that is exquisite. I mean, in talking to him about it recently, it just seems like it was a completely sort of random set of events that created this piece, but it all happened in one moment, and the track I'm talking about is Analogue Bubblebath. So this record, Analogue Bubblebath, is the tune that inspired me to start making music and to DJ as well.
The Bank, Sunday nights on Radio 1.
Aphex Twin there with Analogue Bubblebath, kind of setting the scene on this sort of 20-year celebration that we're about to forge into over the next 2 hours. Sort of summing it all up, essentially Tom Middleton played a blinder, played an hour-long set of about 35 classic anthems. And when we're talking anthems, there's some sort of hands in the air piano bits, but there's also some deep bits, some techno bits, some house bits. It's kind of anthems in the old school sense.
I think there are all these tracks that I selected are completely relevant to this sort of story of anthems and raving and old school, all these words that we love. This whole thing of evaluating anthems was really interesting. I started digging back and listening to what made these tracks so special, and it was simple hooks, melody, harmony, great rhythms, squelchy acid lines, but intrinsically it's like every track had a hook.
Yeah.
So this is a tribute to the whole, this whole show will be about anthems.
Yeah.
And this piece of music is to kind of summarise this whole feeling of what made an anthem and where we've all come from. So it's me, Tom Middleton, right, and it's called Remember the Love.
and Friends on Radio 1.
So here you go, the muffins are being munched, the smoothies are being down, Tom's hat's off, I've got my cardi off, we're ready for battle. And yeah, basically if you've just tuned in, it's Rob the Bank with Tom Middleton, aka Cosmos. Jedi
previously
Knight,
known as
Global Communication.
Oh God, he knows them all.
You name it. Electronic music pioneer, and we're going through the kind of anthems.
Okay, so this is the track that really kicked off the Big Chill set, and I had literally about 30 seconds changeover, and I was pushing everyone to get the kit on stage just as the boosh came off.
Yeah.
And literally my finger was ready to press go. And as it boom, and everyone knows the intro bleeps.
Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you've got the love I need to see me through. Sometimes it seems see me through. When food is gone, you are my daily meal. When friends are gone, I know my Savior's love is real. Your love is real. Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you got the love I need to see me through. Oh, it gets so rough sometimes. Oh, the going gets so hard. But I know you got the love. You got the love. You got the love.
Candi Staton there with You Got the Love. A moment from Tom's big chill set of Anthems. So we're sort of sat here with your laptop, and you've got a whole host of massive tunes to go through. How did you sort of decide on the order of how you're going to play it?
It was kind of semi-chronological, and also I was looking at keys that were going to blend together well. Also
technical.
tempo. Yeah, I'm a real researcher when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know, when I do a compilation or a mix program, anything like this, there has to be a flow to it. There has to be a point to it. So the next track, whilst Candi Staton Got the Love, the Bleeps was the track that brought everyone together. I knew that I'd be able to hold everyone's attention. The next track had to be a vintage classic. Had to be something that, let's say, marked the start of it all. So Marshall Jefferson, Move Your Body, the house music anthem.
Rob the Bank and Friends on Radio 1.
It's gonna set you free.
Bank and Friends.
Marshall Jefferson there, sounding absolutely blinding. An oldie, but a goodie. So, were you actually mixing these live, or was this sort of pre-mixed, or?
I created a mashup, if you will, a medley, a Middleton medley, using some software called Ableton Live, and also had CDJs to use. And I basically played tracks, mashed them up one into another, got the keys correct, got the beats lined up, and I'd throw in other little snippets of other tracks. So just for fun, I'd chuck in like the intro bleeps to Underworld Res.
Yeah.
And you'd sort of just check and see if everyone was paying attention. Those kind of little details, and that's it. That was the moment.
So what did you hit him with next?
So from Marshall Jefferson, Move Your Body, another track that from that sort of time that was really quite influential, but equally became quite a pop crossover hit. Jungle Brothers, I'll House You.
Too strong.
Check this out. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. You in my hut now, my hut. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. Girl, I'll house you. You in my hut now. When you're in my hut, you know what's up. Let your mind be free. Relax your body. Jump, jump a little higher. Jump, jump until you get tired. How's your body? How's your body? How's your body to the bass? I'll see it all over the place. So don't let nobody get in your way. Tonight's your night, today's your day. Africa will steer you wrong. Say what? House music all night long. 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 I'll house you. Don't you know? I'll house you. Don't you know that? I'll house you. You in my hut now. Don't you know that? I'll house you. Don't you know? He will. I'll house you. Yo, I'll house you. You in my hut now. Check this out. Check this out. Girl, I see you. Do what you do. Go on, girl, and act the fool. There's no need to play it cool. Everybody shake your body. That's the main of the real house. Come on, and stick with me. I'll keep things the way they should be. Your house until you sweat, 'cause you ain't seen nothing yet. House is food and you need it. If I feed it, you should eat it. Say, house your body, house your body. Say, house your body, house your body. You know my team will sing you wrong. House music all night long. Say what? House music all night long. Say what? House music all night long. House music all night long. Yeah. I'll house you. Yeah. I'll house you. Do that. I'll house you. Yeah. In my hut now. I'm just saying. Do that. I'll house you. Word. I'll house you. I'll house you. Yeah. In my hut now. Sweet daddy, bring it on down.
Rob the Bank and Friends on Radio 1.
So you're looking out from the stage at the Big Chill, you're sort of 4 or 5 tracks in. Are you seeing anyone seeping away, going to the toilet, trying to go and buy a pie or anything?
Well, I did have a hunch that this was going to work. I knew that I'd be able to hold the crowd with these tracks. Every other track, I'd chuck in a big, whopping great anthem that everyone knew. So it's that blending unfamiliarity with familiarity. Some of these tracks, for example, the next one might not be a track that everyone knows, but the sound is absolutely known.
I suppose that's what makes an anthem, isn't it? Even if you don't actually know it before you listen to it, it sounds anthemic when you hear it.
So the next track is DJ Pierre, another absolute iconic legend in the story of house music, in his future guise, and this is Acid Tracks.
Sunday nights on Radio 1.
There you go, a little bit of acid for your soul on a Sunday night, Monday morning. It's Rob DeBank and Friends with Tom Middleton. What you gave this show a kind of subtitle, Tom? Remember the love?
Remember the love.
There you go.
I mean, we're sort of reminiscing about the good old days of house music anthems.
But all of them are still totally relevant now. Like you say, the young kids that were watching the Mighty Boosh before you, they might not know half of these tunes, but they all totally...
They got it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I think they did know the tunes. They were either in the womb at the time or in the room at the time, listening to the mixtapes. I mean, I was trying to work out how come everyone knows these tracks. And so I was thinking, well, we all used to buy, remember, sort of mixtapes of raves we'd been to.
Yeah.
So they'd been knocking around, and obviously the younger siblings probably would have picked up on these things and wanted to emulate. And I guess part of the new rave culture is a result of this. You know, the glow sticks and the day glow and the gloves, that kind of look and that vibe.
Kids.
Yeah, they wanted to buy into the real thing. We were there first time round with the massive curtain hairdos and the baggy jeans, with wallaby shoes, kickers, smiley faces.
Oh, glory days. Okay, what's next?
Oh, we nearly went into it actually with yeah.
So you don't need to play the record now.
Sunday nights on Radio 1.
There you go, guy called Gerald, Voodoo Ray, absolute stone cold classic. Thomas.
Yes.
Hello.
Roberto.
Are you enjoying this?
This is too much fun. I'm actually going to start
balmy night in July.
Jumping around the room in a minute, because the thing with these tracks is they've got so much love and so much energy in them. When you listen to them, you can't help but just want to start dancing around the room.
Okay, what's next?
At this point, it's difficult to know where to go because they're all whoppers. And I just thought, right, well, Voodoo Ray is quite an uplifting tune. I want another tune that's got another big hook that really, really, again, energises and takes you to the next level again. And from another classic album and a classic act who everyone knows from the festival scene, it's Orbital's Chime.
Frank and Friends.
Orbital there, the man with the silly lights, and sadly defunct now, aren't they? They're not really...
Yeah, the Hartnell brothers seem to be off doing their separate solo ventures.
I'm sure we can coax them out for a sort of Orbital reunion in a couple of years' time, but I mean that is a pure rave moment, isn't it? What year was that? Sort of 92 or?
That's 89, I believe. I mean, when I was going through all this research, I obviously had to go through Discogs and find out a little bit about, just to get the chronology correct. And yeah, I do believe it's about 89.
So are most of these 88, 89? Yeah,
we're starting there, and obviously we kind of leak over into the early 90s. But the bulk of them seem to be 88, 89, 90, 91, 92.
I mean, you were talking earlier about sort of anthems now. I mean, do you still think there is, in 20 years' time, will people be looking at sort of 2008 and going, yeah, we're doing sort of an anthem show from 2008?
Well,
I mean, with things like Justice, and I mean, are these sort of things? I mean, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I think pop dance would be the anthems of now.
Yeah,
but I don't know. They don't really have the same.
They don't make them like they used to.
No, they don't. And perhaps we're just turning into the old DJs. But no, I really believe that some really vital music, pioneering work was done at that time, and now we seem to be in this sort of let's say rehashing, remixing, re-editing, re-evaluating other tracks that even from the early 90s, just updating them again. So come on, you lot in producer land, let's get original, let's have something fresh.
Yeah, too right. Okay, play us another oldie.
Right. Well, you probably remember this one. This was the tune in the club that didn't really do anything apart from bump, 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 and halfway through it sort of slows down, and this woman's
I know what
voice
you're talking about now.
Making noises.
And I was at school when this came out, and everyone thought it was absolutely hilarious and ever so rude. And
exactly.
You get on the dance floor with the girls from the school and be like, "Do you want to dance to this one?" So this is your man Lil Louis.
Lil Louis and the World, French Kiss.
the Bank and Friends on Radio 1.
Okay, so Lil Louis French Kiss absolutely smashed it, I imagine, down at Eastern Castle for the big chill. What? How on earth did you follow that?
Well, actually, I sneakily put the a cappella from Inner City Big Fun over the top of this and sort of worked it in the mix. Damn it!
At any point in the mix, did you have any sort of slip-ups? I mean, I know you're using sort of computer software, but is it possible that if you hadn't got it quite right, it would have?
Yeah, I had a backup. I had a backup CD, and believe it or not, I had my iTunes in the background just in case.
Really?
Ready. I mean,
this is a man who's never unprepared.
Yeah, I had the 3 levels of security backup support.
Excellent.
So yeah, I bunged in the Inner City Big Fun a cappella, and I just love the lyrics from that. I think you're ready, I think you're ready. We're having big fun. I mean, it's a great a cappella to chuck over an instrumental like French Kiss. So, but we're going to have a listen to the proper full-length version of Big Fun. Here you go, Kevin Saunders.
Rob the Bank and Friends on Radio 1.
There you go, Kevin Saunderson, one of Detroit's sort of electronic pioneers, really, wasn't he? Like,
absolutely.
And amazing with Inner City that it was sort of, it was kind of techno based, but real vocal led. Pennies from Heaven and Big Fun, just all beautiful anthems.
Really, yeah. I mean, great songs. Actually, great pop songs. I mean, of the time, I think if you look at those tracks, they were pop dance tunes. We cite them as being pioneering in sort of, underground techno and house world, but actually
they were just big old cheesy pop records.
They were great pop records.
Yeah. Okay, what did you slay them with next?
Oh, right. Well, everybody knows these wonderful chord stab pads that kind of wash in. You probably remember from that sort of time. I always sort of talk about this story of Chicago, Detroit, New York, Manchester, London, Ibiza, the whole journey of this sound and how we all got to hear it. And one of the tracks that seemed to sort of cross over big time is A2H State, Pacific 202. We all know the saxophone hook in it and those wonderful washy ambient pads and sort of the techno facet of it that came in. And that's a guy called Gerald as well, with the boys from Manchester. Respect.
Sunday nights on Radio 1.
Sound of the Rainy City there, 828 State, still going strong now.
Yeah,
still playing
absolutely.
the festivals. In fact, it's 20 years of 828 State as well, I do believe, this year, so double celebration.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, what's the next record?
What on earth could I do after that? I mean, where'd you go? Well, we were in Manchester, so I figured, well, where else than Belgium? What? Ghent in Belgium.
Short hop onto the Eurostar.
New York. I think a label that was another seminal label from that time, RNS, Renate and Sabine's label from Ghent in Belgium. I was switched on to this next track via their label, but I know it was released on a US import. Collectors out there, you know all about that. Yeah. Anyway, me and the Aphex Twin and a bunch of Reflex boys used to go clubbing in Plymouth, and one night MC DJ Ribs brought over some chap called Joey Beltram, and we kind of had a clue that he was kind of going to be a somebody, and so, you know, we're all raving away there, and this track comes on. Whoa, 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 whoa.
An Aphex Twin
Goodness
guitar
me.
back catalogue is brought to life.
Gosh, we were sort of floored by his set that night, I tell you, and that really was quite an inspirational night. I think a key moment certainly in my musical evolution. So yes, we had a good night listening to Energy Flash in Plymouth.
Rob the Bank and Friends on Radio 1.
Energy Flash, Joey Beltram, another stone cold classic. You're not letting us down here, Tom. Certainly anthemic. Hope you're enjoying it at home. Full track listings online now, bbc.co.uk/radio1/RobTheBank. And you can, of course, listen again to it with all your mates and your granny and dance around like fools for a week afterwards.
Yeah, don't forget your white gloves and your glow sticks.
Yes, get prepared before you listen again. So, Joe Beltram, who else?
Okay, so of that time there was also another absolutely seminal label, Warp. Without Warp and RNS, I think if I sort of picked two labels that really had a massive impact on the direction of European dance music to follow, they were the two labels that did it. So what better record to summarise that fantastic sound of Sheffield, LFO, Leeds Warehouse Mix.
Tom.
LFO.
And it's good that, bleep sound with things like Java Township Funk almost seems to be coming back round. It's definitely a bit of a bleep revival, I think, going on out there.
We love bleeps. I love bleeps. I've always loved bleeps and I always will love bleeps. I think, actually, it was growing up in the 80s, listening to stuff like Humanoid, Depeche Mode and Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. I think they were the bleep meisters of the day.
Yeah. It's probably just the result of a really cheap tinny synthesizer, wasn't it?
Yep. Ask Kraftwerk. They'll tell you all about the bleep.
Okay, so from bleeps to...
another absolutely awesome record from that time. The next record is Stakker Humanoid, and this is one half of Future Sound of London.
Rob the Bank and Friends.
That was Humanoid, Stakker Humanoid, Brian Dugan's one half of Future Sound of London. The next track, maintaining the UK acid flavour, but another pop dance crossover this. Got everyone dancing like absolute loony pirates. D-Mob, we call it Acid.
Bodies rocking, people in the crowd, you hear the shout, 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 shout.
drug. Now you know you're wrong. You hear it in future, Zoom and Spectrum, and we call it acid.
Rob the Bank and Friends on Radio 1.
Yeah, getting the smiley faces back on our faces. That D-Mob, we call it Acid, and we're trying to fire through as many of these classic seminal moments in Tom's set from the Big Chill, kind of revitalised and recreated down in our studio at Radio 1. It's Rob the Bank with Tom Middleton going through sort of seminal anthemic moments from the last 20 years. What's up next, Tom?
Next one, another absolute legend in DJing terms, as far as I'm concerned. This is Mark Moore's S-Express theme from S-Express.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is Tom Middleton with Rob the Bank, kindly inviting me along to go through a Remembering the Love Anthology of Anthems, and that was S-Express, theme from S-Express. The next track, we have to play this one. Sorry folks, we have to play this one. Inner City, Good Life. I absolutely love this when this first came out. It's still probably right up there in probably the top 10 of anthems of that time. The lyrics, the vibe, the energy felt so good when you were dancing to that one. Inner City, Good Life.
Let me take you to a place I know you wanna go. It's a good life. Hey, yeah. I don't wanna stand around and beg you. Just don't say no. No, 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 no. I have got a feeling that you're gonna like it. What I'm doing to you. And I'm doing what I'm doing. I'll be doing what you want me to do. Hey, love is shining like the star.
Life there from Inner City, one record that never leaves the DeBank record bag. It's kind of glued in there, and it's got still got the original cover, but it's just this kind of like small bit of cardboard hanging off a bit of vinyl. It's like probably the most played record in the DeBank record bag, and a moment brings a tear to your eye.
It does. I'm actually getting tearful just thinking about it. Actually, it's amazing, isn't it? Similarly, you're feeling the same thing about that record. So there must be something universal about that one piece of music that we all feel. We love it.
Well, how did you follow that? Possibly.
Well, I thought I'd just chuck in a little bit of crossover cheese, but I think it's appropriate again because at that time, I mean, I remember Inner City they're on Top of the Pops. I'm pretty sure they're on Top of the Pops. Another act from that time.
It's not Betty Boo, is it?
Luckily not, no. It's Technotronic. Pump up the jam.
Pump it up while your feet are stumping and the jam is pumping. Look ahead, the crowd is jumping. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, cause that's where the party's at, and you find out if you do that. I want a place to stay. Get your booty on the floor tonight, make my day. I want a place to stay. Get your booty on the floor tonight, make my day. Make my day, make my day, make my day, make my day. Yo, pump up the jam, pump it up while your feet are stumping and the jam is pumping. Look ahead, the crowd are jumping. Pump it up a little more, get the party going on the dance floor. See, cause that's where the party's at, and you find out if you do that.
Not wrong with a little bit of a semi crossover cheese there, Technotronic.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, you could go for a super deep, like chin strokey set, or you could play some tunes that everybody knows, and actually kids love that record even now. If I'm doing like a Cosmic Fury set with the Mr. Deacon, that tune gets dropped practically every set for some reason.
Yeah, and there are loads of wicked re-edits and stuff of it floating around too. So Technotronic. Right, what's next?
Oh, these boys, by goodness me, what a label as well. Vinyl Solution, do you remember the record shop on Portobello Road? And Chicken Lips used to be known as Bizarre Inc.
Yes,
absolutely awesome
rave tunes. Absolutely awful rave tunes.
No, they're winners. I love Bizarre Inc. Incredible production, and you know, I think they kind of took the whole techno house and the Euro side of rave, if you like, and just created these incredible anthems. I mean, massive screaming Italo piano breakdowns with you know, filthy sort of squelchy, dirty bass lines and rocking beats. This is Playing with Knives.
from Tom, it was like he described the entire track in 2 sentences. Bizarre Inc. They're Playing With Knives, one of those sort of anthems that wherever you drop it, it's just like everyone from a 5-year-old to your sort of 90-year-old granny knows it. They're like, oh yes it is, Bizarre Inc.
Yeah, it's funny, they all start reaching for the lasers at the piano drop. The hands go up. You know, you sort of, if you're on a tube and someone's sort of playing it on a Walkman,
yeah.
It's like ring, bing, bing.
Oh, yes, an automatic.
Control yourself.
yeah. Okay, next up.
Here's where I got a little bit clever. There's a record from Colin Favour. What a legend he was. I mean, Colin Day and Colin Favour were 2 absolute heroes of mine. Back in the early days when it was a pirate radio shows on Kiss. So Colin Favour set up a label called Rabbit City, and I believe this is one of his first records. Anyway, it kind of summarised a lot of what was going on at that time, and this track Beyond Control is basically a mashup of Moby Go, Human Resource Dominator, and various other sort of Chicago and New York club tunes.
It is the Jive Bunny effect.
Yeah, but it was a really, really great record, and the main breakdown kind of T99 style Anastasia Stabs moment of orchestral stabs was absolutely killer. I mean, you play that tune, everyone went ballistic, and that they sort of chucked in the sort of crowd noises and the horns and the stuff. So at this point in the mix, I'm really raving it up. You know, it's just unashamed rave on.
Rob the Bank, Sunday nights on Radio 1. The Bank and Friends on Radio 1.
It's Rob the Bank, having a bit of a journey through 20 years of rave music, acid house, anthems, whatever you want to call them, with my special guest Tom Middleton, who's not done too badly over the last 20 years of kind of establishing yourself as one of the sort of leading lights of the whole scene anyway, so no better person to talk us through what makes an anthem, and this whole set only lasted an hour.
I had to condense all of these tracks into an hour, and I was chucking in little moments of hits and anthems and bleeps, little loops that I'd created, and this tune by Liquid is Sweet Harmony, which actually samples another classic tune.
Bank and Friends on Radio 1.
Next.
Oh, right, let's talk about another label. Another absolutely awesome label, Moving Shadow. And this is Too Bad Mice, Bombscare. Everyone remember this tune?
Too Bad Mice, Bombscare there, and how could you follow that one?
Well, the names of the artists back then had numbers in, didn't they? We had alternate, had Too Bad Mice, so let's double two and get four. Four Hero, and this is their first sort of tune.
I like that. Sorry. It's like Carol Vorderman or something.
Sorry. Hold it down.
Musical mathematics
yes.
With Middleton.
Too Bad Mice divided by 9 plus 7 equals 4 Hero, and this is Mr. Kirk's Nightmare. Everyone remembers this tune. It was, proto jungle again.
Mr. Kirk, your son is dead.
Yeah, it's quite a dark,
very dark,
really dark. But everyone seemed to love it.
Yeah.
It kind of made a real impact because of the sort of twisted nature of the.
It's like Valley of the Shadows, isn't it? It's
exactly.
The dark sort of feel.
Yeah,
people see off on that.
They do, don't they?
Mr. Cook?
Yes?
Do you have a son named Robert? Robert Cook, age 17?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cook. You better come down to the station house. Your son is dead.
Dead? How?
He died of an overdose. Come down to the station house. Come down to the station house. Come down to the station house. Your son is dead. Mr. Cook?
Yes?
Your son is dead. Mr. Cook,
Yes?
your son is dead. Come down to the station house. Come down to the station house. Come down to the station house. Your son is dead.
Rob the Bank and Friends.
So that was Mr. Kirk's Nightmare. Nightmare? That was Mr. Kirk's Nightmare.
Nightmare.
4Hero. Now, another tune that I can't even remember what label it was on, because back then they were just white labels or pink labels. This was a pink label, and Lennie De Ice, We Are E. This had, I think, the very first usage of the Amen Brother drum break, and this was the break beat that went on to become possibly the junglist, you know, the rhythm for drum and bass. So we have to play that, because I think in context it's quite an important tune.
Lennie De Ice with We Are E. Is that how you pronounce it?
Well, on the label it's We Are IE,
yeah.
But I think they're just sneakily trying to get around the fact they're talking about something they shouldn't have been talking about.
Yeah, I'm moving onwards, swiftly forwards, and...
Okay, so another tune from that time that I think, again, started to sort of influence the direction of where jungle was going to go after sort of hardcore, and that's D Patton's Who's the Bad Man?
Howdy, girls and boys. If you're listening live, you are listening to Rob the Bank and Friends. Remember the Love and an Anthology of Anthems. Try saying that at 3 in the morning after a tin of baked beans. And we're joined by Tom Middleton, the Master, Jedi Knight, Global Communicator, Cosmos Infiltrator, what have you, and all your other names and monikers. And I should say at this point, if you're enjoying the mix, which I'm sure you are, go and check out all of Tom's productions and back catalogue, because this is one of the innovators of electronic music himself. Is there one website or one place where people can kind of go and check out most of that?
It's funny, isn't it? These days it's all about MySpace. So MySpace, Tom Middleton, come and say hello. Most of the bits and pieces are up there, and you've got links to sort of Discogs.
Okay, but we're not at the end of the mix yet. I mean, at this point, this is a 2-hour show, but this was a 1-hour mix that you did at the Big Chill this year in July, under sunny skies in Eastern. The sun had gone down, and this is probably, is this like three-quarters of an hour through?
Yeah, I think this is probably we've gone past the midway point.
Finale.
The glow sticks had been delivered, and now I was kind of the whistles came out at this point. Because obviously we're fully raving it here. And the next track, it was quite a sneaky thing to put in here, and I knew it would work. And only because I never used to play this track. I kind of liked it, but I never really used to play it until Fred Deacon plays it in his Cosmic Fury sets with me. And my goodness me, this goes down a treat, doesn't it? Atlantic Ocean, Waterfall.
Bank and Friends on Radio 1.
Good evening, good morning, hello, this is Tom Middleton, Jedi Knight, Global Communicator. I'm here, guest on Rob the Bank show for an anthology of anthems. We're remembering the love, rewinding, going back to the old school. And next up, bass heads. Is there anybody out there?
and Friends.
Tune. Bassheads, yeah, love that one. Still,
it's still borderline. It's kind of borderline. There's a number of these tunes that were, for me, back then, were kind of, you know, I had to watch myself if I played those because I'd probably get dissed by you.
Was that another one on XL?
I don't think that was.
Or Deconstruction?
Deconstruction.
Yeah,
Decon label. And here we go. So going from Decon to another absolute whopper from the time. Again, this is all about organ stabs. This one, Felix, Don't You Want Me?
Felix, Don't You Want Me? Another Hands in the Air. And all we used to collect those on 7-inches, didn't they? I mean, they all came out as well before CDs, so these are all sort of be down the record shop down Woolworths, but on these on 7-inch.
Grubby fingers covered in dust.
Right, moving swiftly on into rave territory once more.
Which way next? Way in my brain. This is SL2 on XL.
Rock the Bank, Sunday nights on Radio 1. and Friends on Radio 1.
SL2 there, sort of, that was kind of on the borders of this sort of proto-hardcore jungle sort of stuff, isn't it? It's kind of like jungle was just kind of getting going, and that was sort of with the Prodigy and stuff, it was this sort of whole ravey type thing.
Absolutely. Oh, you just
spoiled the next link.
Oh,
see,
no.
To the listener at home, I can't actually see what Tom's going to play. I can see a sort of a computer in front of me with all his tracks on, but I don't know what's coming next, and neither do you.
Well, actually, it's all right because it's not the Prodigy. It's in fact one of the highlights of that whole era for me, because it started moving away from, let's say, the cheesier, simplistic, anthemic qualities and became a bit more subtle and creative. This is Future Sound of London's.
As Tom said, probably their best known, but one of many amazing records that those boys made. But yeah, definitely the best known, Papua New Guinea. So was this kind of tailing down towards your grand finale now? Yeah, well, also I still had a few big guns left to pull out.
Now I'm in the last 10 minutes of the set now. I mean, Papua New Guinea was, when I played that, I mean, I've had feedback, people crying. I mean, that's the thing, that tune actually reduces people to tears because they kind of have a little flashback to a moment they had in a club, probably at the end of a night with a loved one, or, you know, the first snog of a relationship, and that's the kind of the soundtrack to it. So it's one of those
You were making people weep.
Soulful, yeah, I was making a soulful, spiritual kind of tune in that whole kind of rave era. And then, have some Prodigy, you lot. Literally every festival set now, I'd probably play this along with a handful of other whoppers that, all you do, you play the tune and you drop the fader.
Yeah.
And then it goes.
I'm gonna send into outer space. Find another race. I'm gonna send into outer space. Find another race. I'm gonna send into outer space. Find another race. I'm gonna send into outer space. Find another race. I'm gonna send into outer space.
Bank and Friends on Radio 1.
So, where'd you go from Prodigy Outer Space? Everyone's singing along now. Well, the clock's ticking. I've got stage manager to my left kind of giving me the eye, going, you're going to be off stage in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I've got to cram in possibly 3-4 records. I'm probably only going to make 2 of them. So, let's see what we can do. Now then, what records, other than something like Outer Space, can you play as a one more tune anthem that again gets everyone going nuts? And there's not even vocals in it. It's strings of life.
Sunday nights on Radio 1.
Lovely. The string.
Derek May, you
The
boy,
strings.
for goodness sake. I mean, how is it possible that one man can, create a tune so absolutely anthemic? I remember when I first heard that I literally had to stop the car and rewind it about 10 times.
So how did you sort of finish it all off?
Well, I had one more tune, and I wanted to play sort of 2 or 3 or 4, and I had to kind of in reserve. Actually, John was sort of ready to go. Stage man was like, "Come on, play the tune, get off stage." So I thought, right, well, let's play a vocal anthem. So here is the one more tune, Robin S. Show Me Love.
and friends.
Wow, what a finale. And
I'm out of breath.
so you played Robin S. Show Me Love, and John Hopkins is already on the Big Chill stage, ready to roll, and you're trying to sneak in another tune.
Yeah, I know.
But you get guillotined. The sounds cut on you. What was the tune that you?
Well, here's the thing, and this is actually what makes the let's say links it back into the very first track. It's one of my favourite records from the the late 80s and the seminal days of New York garage. This is Phase 2's Reaching, and that record had all of the ingredients that really inspired me to create this track, Remember the Love. And so if you listen to Reaching by Phase 2 and my new record, Remember the Love, you'll kind of get a feeling of what I was going through and why I had to reevaluate this whole golden era of Anthem. So what I'm hoping is, if you've listened to this set and you've really enjoyed it, and maybe you're a bit of a producer, have a think about these tunes and what made them so special, and why are we sort of obsessed with kind of bleeps, bass lines and kind of echo effects. Minimal? Come on, boys. Can we have some nice vocals again? Possibly. I don't know. Perhaps I'm being a fuddy-duddy here. I do really love all these tunes. Are very special, and I think having sort of gone back over them with you tonight, listen to them again, it confirms that this year, if you listen to all the sort of big hits, I mean, there's probably about 3 or 4 that are memorable, mentionable, I mean, there's some great pop music, some great rock music. We're perhaps having a renaissance in that at the moment, but to sort of say, yeah, this year, that was the big... Eric Pryde's piano is probably the only anthem. Again, that's strings and piano, you see?
Yeah.
He's not
Simple.
stupid. He's gone back to the
Simple but
essence
effective.
of anthems.
So right, don't worry, the sun is gonna shine one day. People all over the world, lift your heads up high and keep on trying. It's gonna be alright someday. The stars will shine on you if you just believe in what you do. You got to keep on reaching. You've got to keep on never giving up. You've got to keep on. Oh yeah. Sometimes you want to call it quits and then you say that this is it, keep pressing, 'cause your time will come one day. Sometimes when you're down and there's no one else around, I hear you crying. There will be no more tears someday. Just believe in what you do and your dreams will come true. Oh yeah, but you got to keep on reaching. You've got to keep on. Around, I hear you crying. There will be no more tears one day. You got to keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on reaching.
Okay, there you go. That's the final track from Tom Middleton, and that was your kind of masterclass in anthems, really, Tom. That's absolutely amazing. Left a big old smile on DeBank's face, and I'm sure everyone at home. And you can, of course, if you're listening right now and you're thinking, my, I'd like to check that all out over again, you can, of course, listen again. Full track listings, bbc.co.uk/radio1/RobDeBank, and check out Tom's MySpace, myspace.com/Tom Middleton. Is that correct?
Well, try not to slash me if you can. But, yeah, it's a Tom Middleton MySpace. You can find me on there, and it's a nice, simple layout with none of this nonsense in the background that you can't see.
No crazy new rave graphics.
None of that stupid graphics. It's functional. You get your information on there.
Well, thank you so much for playing those for us. It's it's been a delight.
It's a pleasure, my handsome. Proper job.
See ya.
Rob the Bank and Friends on Radio 1.